effort where we're bringing lawsuits against the absentee landowners and property owners and others to either fix your property or clean up your property or give up your property so they can be. Those are efforts that would not be outsourced, but we would handle and should be handled by government.
Okay. You said in the past 4 years, you've lost approximately 20 attorneys from what the attorney's office had 4 years ago. Is that
We had a staff of roughly 69, of roughly 79 or somewhere thereabouts. It's now closer to 59. Those aren't all lawyers. Our office does a lot more than just
We've got 29
that.
attorneys right now.
Yes.
How many attorneys have we lost in the last 4 years?
I'd say we've lost probably 10 lawyers. Those have all been replaced. We've lost about 20 employees by areas moving out, and some things we have had reduction. Some of those are clerical, some of those are secretarial.
Do we have a net gain or loss in attorneys?
We've got a net, probably if it's a net loss, and we're probably at, it would be one at most.
Okay, so we've got the same amount of attorneys that we had 4 years ago.
Yes.
All right, have we increased our spending on outside attorneys in the last 4 years?
Actually, I think if you look at the trend lines, you'll see that spending going down over that period of time.
Thank you. Forgive me, I had to take that call. Ms. Albert?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. When was the last time the council received a quarterly legal report?
Probably perhaps 6 months, but perhaps even a year.
Okay, we're overdue for that. We're supposed to get a quarterly report.
I'll get you one before the week is out.
Specifically, do you know offhand how many outsourced legal firms, how many legal firms
We outsource our work to, and what is the total budget for them?
Our total budget I'd say we average about 20 law firms that we will work with on an outside basis. They don't handle any of the things we're talking about, by the way, but, and our budget's probably roughly $1.8 million, maybe $2 million.
Okay. The district attorney,
the DA works, she's a county district attorney, and the funds come from, I guess, the state and or the county.
I would assume.
Okay. This city was asked to, last amount I heard was, we were asked to put $7 million on rape kits. And of course, our police department took a major hit. When in fact, the council was also told at the table that, you know, the funding of those kits was a state issue, which goes as part of the DA's work. 3/4 of Memphis is Shelby County.
I'm just trying to figure out, I'm trying to understand, why would Memphis have to create another level
of support
for a system or a process that's supposed to be handling that work anyway?
The district attorney, and I'm sure can explain it for herself, but she prosecutes the criminal activity and actions of folks when they are arrested and brought into her jurisdiction as having violated the laws of this community and this state. This effort is a civil action in civil court, not criminal court, to address the barring and enjoining groups of folks that we believe engage in criminal activity in concert with each other from getting together and doing that particular thing in those particular areas that we cordoned off as protected areas. We've done it 4 times. It's been very effective in those 4 occasions, but it is a civil action that's brought in a civil court in conjunction and collaboration with the District Attorney General, but we are the civil attorney. She's the criminal attorney, and we go hand in hand with it. but basically it is a civil process.
Did we get any documentation on whatever this proposal is that you're doing? Have you given any documentation out?
We can certainly make it available. It's been
Okay,
very
well-
open, notorious, and public.
Let me say this, Attorney. This is just a struggle. I mean, it's coming with no documentation, and the large premise was helping the DA with something. And dividing it up between civil and criminal, if the DA is involved, I mean, to me, it's almost like, what business is this of ours? Is everybody in Shelby County gonna be providing this same kind of support to the DA's office? Or is this yet another, something that I've regularly said, I have never seen a city that gives away all of its groceries and then we don't have anything to eat. And we just keep asking to give away, while we're sitting here starving and hungry and nobody helps feed us.
I understand your concern about that. This effort is focused on areas within the city of Memphis that are high crime, high infestation with gangs, and really high complaints from the community seeking some help. And this is an approach and an effort that's been very effective in bringing that help.
Well, we do need some documentation on it, but I think this almost sounds to me like we need to go to the county or the state for additional support, because, I mean, however you want to put it, it ultimately is involving potential criminals, and I just don't think that we should be asked to deal with this issue outside of the budget process, which is about to start. So I think I would need to see more justification and make sure that we've eliminated all other outlets. Are there grant funds available for this kind of work? When you talk about other cities who may be engaging in this process, do they compete for grant funds? But you know, we keep telling the public that we're very limited on funds, and so we keep asking for more and more money. You've got a complement of 20-something attorneys plus approximately 20 outsourced legal firms with almost a $2 million budget. None of it makes sense just listening to it. I think, you know, we need to see it in writing and see that we've exhausted all other means to generate revenues to help you with whatever this initiative is, because I'm kind of tired of taking food out of my mouth to give to somebody else, and that's just how I feel.
Thank you, Ms. Halbert.
Thank you,
Mr.
Chair.
Flynn will close us out on this discussion.
To Ms. Halbert's points, those were some of the points that when I was talking to General Wyrick about it, I brought up specifically about the other municipalities do have prosecutors in their courts that they pay for. They work with her under this situation. We have those as well in the city courts. So this is more an expansion of a program than a creation. And while I agree wholeheartedly with Councilwoman Halbert on dealing with this as part of the overall budget, I think just logically makes more sense. I also, one of the reasons you don't get this money from the state or from the county is because if it's contributed directly to the District Attorney General's office, it's sort of a maintenance of effort issue, then 75% of it also has to go to the Public Defender's office. So, and since they wouldn't be involved in this,
Well, they need help too.
but it's sort of a separate thing. Likewise, because that would increase the cost that much there, I have to ask, going to the outsourced attorneys, and why I want this to come in the budget is some of this seems like it could be managed around where it could be more budget neutral. Whereas, you know, if we have some jobs that the city attorneys are now doing in-house, they could be moved to this. Those other ones could go to outside firms that don't come with pensions, that don't come with health care, that don't come with other costs. I don't know if that would be cheaper in the long run or more expensive, but I think that analysis has to be presented to this council so we can make an informed decision. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is going to close out this discussion on this item. We're now going to move forward with selecting members of the impasse committee. Members of the council, I have a proposal for you. We have, how many bargaining units? 19?